This clip is from the Boundary Riders podcast, and if you do enjoy this, then make sure to check out the full episode out every single Wednesday morning on YouTube and Spotify. And finally, guys, we get to our Flog of the Week segment, and this week, the Flog of the Week nominations are going to be going to two people doing or working on the one job. So the Flog of the Weeks, the Flogs of the Week are going to be Josh Bowler and Rick Stone. Now, you may be wondering, who the hell are those names? Who the hell are we talking about here? Because they don't sound like anyone regarding the AFL. Well, these two people are the people who made the AFL fixture for this season. And my God, how have they fucked this up? So this is very late in the season as well to be complaining about the fixture. I understand that. But the fact that we have seen teams like Geelong getting the easiest draw between round 12 to 24 is ridiculous, considering this team finished third last year. Comparing it to Brisbane, who won the premiership, 2 spots above them. Now, I do understand that you can't predict everything going into the future of the competition from just ladder positions, because you don't know if a team's going to be a huge riser or a team that's going to fall drastically. So I wanted to compare between Geelong and Brisbane because they both have the bye at the same point and the rest of the games of the season. So looking at Geelong between round 17 to 24, they have the Tigers, Giants, St Kilda, North Melbourne, Port Adelaide, Essendon, Sydney, and Richmond again. So they play against the 18th place side from last year twice for the rest of the year at this point as well. They also play St Kilda, North Melbourne, and Essendon, which are teams that were in the bottom 8 last year as well. In fact, they were pretty low on the 8, if I'm being honest. The other teams they play are the Giants, Port Adelaide, and Sydney. Now, all 3 of those were in the top 4 last year. So, yes, they are hard teams, and they've got a bit lucky, the fact that the Giants haven't been the greatest. Port Adelaide have dropped off, and so have the Swans. So they've got a bit lucky on that side of things. However, the fact that this fixture that was made at the start of the year allowed the Cats to have an absolute stroll from round 17 to round 24 to get towards finals is ridiculous that they have been given this much favour here. And looking at Brisbane's side of things, from round 17 to round 24, they go Port Adelaide, Carlton, Bulldogs, Gold Coast, Collingwood, Sydney, Fremantle, and Hawthorn. So the teams that missed the 8 last year that the Dogs have going home are the Dogs, the Gold Coast, and Fremantle, and Collingwood as well. Now, again, you can't predict the future. So they are playing teams like Port Adelaide, Carlton, and Sydney, all who finished in the 8 last year, along with Hawthorn. And 3 of those 4 teams are out of the 8 at this stage. They've got Fremantle, Collingwood, Gold Coast, and the Bulldogs on the run home, which are currently in the 8, but weren't last year. It's still ridiculous to me that all of these teams, bar the Gold Coast, finished in the top, 10 or 11 last year? I think that's right. All of them played in the top 11, yet the Cats play Tigers, Saints, Kangas, and Essendon, plus the Richmond second game. 5 teams that finished in, the bottom 6? Yet we have Brisbane, who are playing every team around the mark who were in finals contention last year as well. Every single team other than the Gold Coast are in finals contention, and we've seen how good the Gold Coast have done this year. Now, granted, they have to play the Gold Coast twice because they're their rivals, they're crosstown rivals. You have to play them twice, right? But it's so stupid and so lopsided, the fixturing, that this has happened for the Cats. And this isn't just a Geelong thing either. Looking at Carlton, how have they been able to get North Melbourne and West Coast twice 2 years in a row? They haven't finished that low. In fact, they've made finals the last 2 seasons. Yet they've got 4 wins on the board. Just bank them in. Where would they be right now, Carlton, without those games? They would be down in the bottom 4 almost. And they've beaten West Coast twice already this year, and they've beaten. They beaten one. Yeah, they beat North Melbourne already this year. They get North Melbourne this week, which, I mean, if they won't lose to that at the MCG. I don't care what you say. This is so crap that these 2 guys, who are they? Josh Bowler and Rick Stone. Apparently, this Rick Stone as well is like a consultant they brought in from Canada. I'm sorry, they could have got me to do that and tell you, hey, Geelong should not have a run home that consists of the Wooden Spooners twice, and then North Melbourne and Essendon, 2 teams who were down the bottom last year, along with the Saints, who, yes, had a good run home. But we've got to remember as well, the Saints had a terrible start to last year, and they were down in the bottom 4 as well. Yes, they had a good end, like I said, but they didn't they didn't start the season well. They weren't a good team. A lot of people as well would have seen on the outside looking in that the Saints weren't going to do well this year. So I don't know who your consultant was watching, but everyone outside of this guy would have known that this is just another easy win for the Cats. And this will be down in Geelong, I believe, as well, because they did play the Saints earlier in the year, and I know the Cats lost to them, but that doesn't mean anything when it was at Marvel. This is going to be down in the Cattery as well. This is going to be a thumping for the Cats. They're going to absolutely wipe the floor with the Saints. Mark my words on it. This is the 17th of the 6th, I'm calling it. They'll win that game by 60 points. Easily, the Cats. They will dominate. So, the person who made the fixturing this year has made a pretty shit job of it, I think, and we can look back at it now, and I think it's really scheduled poorly. We obviously have the opening round stuff, which we talked about earlier in the podcast, that you can't really blame on the consultants, because that would be an AFL decision, not these guys. But the Josh Bowler, who's the head of broadcasting and scheduling, and Rick Stone, flog of the weeks this week, because, my God, it's so lopsided, this fixture, that I know it's not going to ever be perfect, but it's got to be better than this.